Hello, everybody, and welcome to Brooks News Baseball 30 Breakdowns in 30 Days. Today, we are on our final NL East team with the Washington Nationals. Taking a look real quick at the Nationals. Very brief history starting in just 2005, but they did win a World Series in 2019, and they made the playoffs a whole bunch of times in the early or to mid 2010s. One, two, three, four times, and then five times, obviously, with the World Series win. Before that, they were the Montreal Expos and made the playoffs one time ever. So, not much playoff history there. And then since they won the playoffs, they took a massive, massive nosedive, not even having a winning record the next season. Only won at 65 the following season, and last year going all the way to 55 and 107, which is the worst record they have ever had in DC. But without further ado, John, I'll let you go ahead and take over, and then let's talk Nationals.
All right, as far as acquisitions, they got pitcher Trevor Williams, right-handed pitcher, was with the Mets, spot starter last year, long guy. Stone Garrett, outfielder from Arizona. Jamer Candelario, take over third. Thad Ward from Boston system for Rule 5. Jeter Downs in a trade. Michael Chavis, infielder, first baseman, Dominic Smith. All right. And I think it's important to note that Cade Cavalli's out, got hurt this week. Tommy John, he's gone for a good year. Strasburg doesn't look like Steven Strasburg doesn't look like he's coming back anytime soon. So, unfortunately, that was a terrible contract now that we know what we know.
Probably one of the worst ever in baseball.
Yeah. He's got I think 5 starts maybe since he got hurt. I mean, since he signed it, but oh well. But, that's a reason, something like that's why this team's in trouble. He has had a history of being hurt his whole career, and then they give him the big money. I mean, when he was MVP of the World Series, that was his top of his career moment. I mean, he'd been good. I watched a lot of Nationals, been in spring training stuff. He was good when he was healthy, but much like DeGrom, they're not healthy enough. But anyway, going on to the rotation. When you said worst contract ever, I got maybe one worse.
Patrick Court.
Yeah. Well,
He only had
6.31 ERA last year.
Since winning the World Series, sorry to cut you off, it's been 3-2 the World Series here, 4-6, 5-8, 6-3. And it's not like he's 6-3 in 25 innings. He pitched 150 innings last year.
Yeah, and his whip was 1.7. Think of that.
More.
I don't even really want to talk about him. I mean, let's just move on. Whoa. I guess your second star is Josiah Gray. He may have some upside, but he hadn't hit it yet. Fastball slider guy, 5.02 ERA, 1.36 WHIP. But he had his moments. Then I guess your third starter, I don't know who it's going to be, if it's going to be Trevor Williams or Mackenzie Gore, but let's just say it's Trevor. Trevor had probably his best season last year, 3.21 ERA, 1.23 WHIP, but he was with the Mets. Then you go to Mackenzie Gore. There is a lot of potential there too.
He's never tapped into potential, really, though. Going back to
he's young.
Yeah, 21. I mean, in AAA last year when he was with the Padres, it was a 5.8, and with the Nationals, for 4 games, it was a 5.2. So not a good season last year. And then he did pitch a few games, 7 innings for the Padres, and was a 4.5. So we'll see.
Yeah. Chad Kuhl, looks like they're stretching him out to be the 5th starter. Chad Kuhl's never been worth a crap anywhere. So, I mean, I can give you some numbers, but why bore you? Bullpen, Kyle Finnegan, closer by default. I mean, good sinker slider.
They're old, man. They are.
They're old. Yeah. Then you got Carl Edwards, who had a kind of a decent year for Carl last year. 2.76. Yeah. And then you got people like Hunter Harvey, who's pretty much been a bust.
Not pretty much. As a bust.
He's always hurt. But last year he got 39 games. It's about the most he's ever pitched. He looked pretty good. Victor Arano, I think he's hurt in the bullpen. Thompson's coming back. I think he pitched a little last year. Mason Thompson, and he looked pretty good. But Thad Ward has looked decent in spring. He's Rule 5 guy, so I may hang on to him. Um, they'll keep Paulo Espino. He's like 36 years old, but he does a decent job. But we can keep going down. Tanner Rainey, one of the big guys bullpen. I think he's gone for the year.
Yeah.
Um, their pitching's a mess. There's a few prospects, but not much. And half of them, I think they got a Cole Henry as prospect. I think he's gone from us till midseason or something. Anybody, they got a propensity to get pitchers hurt for some reason. They have an abundance of them. I don't know the exact numbers, but I know a lot of them. Speaking of pitchers getting hurt, one of our preseason studs is getting racked. Grayson Rodriguez in Baltimore's in the background, 4 runs in less than 4 innings. That's 2 horrendous outings. He may not be an Oriole after all. He may be a Norfolk Tide. But anyway, we're talking about the Nationals. Catcher, look,
Kyber,
yeah, Kyber sent it, 8-year extension?
yeah, but why?
He's solid. He's a leader.
He
Doesn't put up big numbers, but he's good defensively. Pardon?
played 112 games at 250, and they're going to sign
Well,
him.
this is basically his real first full season.
He's
Pardon? And how old is he?
he's 24 this year.
Right. So
I think that's probably not the best idea. He doesn't strike out at all, which is good.
I know.
Just 7%, but he doesn't really hit for average either. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, he has elite contact rate. He's hard to strike out, like you said. Then they got Riley Adams, who's got some pop. I like Riley Adams, but I have to admit I'm kind of a Nationals fan, so unfortunately, I like a lot of these guys, but they're not very good. First base, I do like Dominic Smith at first,
Wow. What about Meneses,
DH.
the
They're probably
Mexican
split,
hero?
but I think Smith's a better fielder. Smith's a former first round pick by the Mets, and he has had a good year. But a lot of guys need to play. They can't play sporadically and hope to get productions. I think that's going to be the case. I figure he's going to hit 260, get 25 to 30 home runs, and he may not drive in a lot because nobody gets on base on that team.
Oh,
But then
there, man.
I'm sorry,
Would you say you want him? You think he's going to hit like this year?
25 homers, 260.
He hit 194 last year. What?
Yeah, but he didn't play much.
Played 60 games. Before that, he hit 240. The
Right.
year before that, 145 games. So
You'll see. Write it down.
hey,
Everybody remember.
don't do a prediction. All right, that's me because I would not project that.
Yeah, but you don't know baseball like me.
Second
Base.
260. You don't know baseball.
Second base, you got Luis Garcia. He's going to be a good one. He's not very old, and he's already putting decent numbers up for that team. From watching him, I know he's a solid defensive player.
Only 20. He'll be 23 this season, but he's 22 right now. So he's.
But one of my personal favorites is the shortstop, who's hurt a little bit right now, but they said he'll be playing. CJ Abrams, the guy can run. He's going to steal a bunch of bases, and he improved a lot. But when he got to DC from San Diego last year, he's raw, but he's just going to get better and better, I believe. Third base, they're going to use Candelaria. Carter Keyboom was the guy penciled in, but he's hurt again. Carter Keyboom has been a bust. When he's not hurt, I mean, he missed all last year because of Tommy John for a fielder. But he just, when he's had his chances, he doesn't do anything. Yep. He hit all right in the minors, but they're probably going to move on from him after this. I can't see them. I mean, they just have to admit they screwed up. I mean, they thought he was going to be a star. Instead of Carter Keyboom, they got his brother, Spencer Keyboom. They're no difference. They can't hit. Neither one of them could. Anyway, outfield. I think one of their. I'm sorry.
I was going to say outfield. I have Victor Robles at center, Corey Dickerson at left, and Lane Thomas in right.
Yeah, I think that's what they're predicting. But Alex Call played there and didn't do a whole lot last year. But he is crushing it in spring, man. He's got to make the team, and he'll get some time.
What about Garrett?
I like Stone Garrett a lot too. He's got some power, big, strong-looking guy. I don't know if he's going to make the team though. Yeah, depends how many outfielders they keep.
They see some options left as well, but Robles is supposed to be uber prospect who's just a bust Really
Exactly. He was supposed
bust.
to be. Well, if you remember, he was supposed to be the man, their best prospect. He got hurt, and they brought up Sosa, and he stole the show, man. Robles has been a complete bust. I mean,
Not
he
Sosa, Soto.
Soto, yeah, him too. But Robles is a good fielder, real good fielder, but he can't hit. Now, spring he's hitting, but oh well. Um,
He's a career 233 hitter. He's 26 now. He is what he is.
right, yeah, he's not going to change. And your other outfielders, Thomas, it's kind of the same thing with him.
Yep.
You know, you keep expecting it, but you get what basically a 240 hitter.
Yeah.
um,
They have the young up for Corey Dickerson, who's only been in the league for 11 seasons almost.
yeah, Corey Dickerson. Why did you get someone like that? I mean, he'll be a solid player. Don't get me wrong, but
Great bait.
pardon.
Great bait.
Yeah, well, I guess that'd have to be the only reason because if you're well, okay, if you're rebuilding, rebuild all the way, But they want to sign some veterans. I guess I don't know why. I guess they figure it's going to make it competitive. They're not going to be competitive.
No.
Um, uh, Basically, I guess that's about all you can really say about them prospect wise.
Yeah,
After
let's
the
take a look
trade,
at their prospect system. So
after
they
the San
are,
Diego trade, they got some prospects.
yes, they did. So looking at their prospects right now, let's just look at the top 100 prospect rankings. So they have four in the top 100. Cade Cavalli's obviously out for the season, so don't worry about him. They have James Wood, the outfielder. He's
They
just
think he's going to be a Judge clone. Same about height.
not as big as Judge. He's only 6'7", 240, so he's much smaller, right? But taking a look at his career numbers, he hit 13 last year, going from rookie to high A.
And he can run for a big guy.
Yeah, and he was yeah. So I think he might be someone. He's young. He's only 20. He's
Yeah, he's a couple years away.
Robert Hassel,
Yeah,
third.
he's more of a contact guy, I think. But he had a hand injury, I believe, last year, and
Mhm.
his numbers suffered a little bit.
He went from
But
high to low A, but his numbers are, I'm sorry, high A to double A. Double
oops.
went to 222 from just about 300. So that might be a little,
Well, yeah, but like I said, he had a hand injury,
yeah.
so he'll be
Elijah,
healthy this year.
taking a look at Elijah Green's a first round pick for him last year, fifth overall, hit 302 in rookie ball, but again, he's 19. So, and
He
Cavalli's
may be the best one though.
might be. Move this my camera up.
Don't forget Brady House.
Yeah, those
They
are just the
said,
guys top five. So Brady House is their fifth best prospect. He
well, they announced they moved him to third base permanently because he
boy,
came up as a shortstop. He was hurt last year, missed more than
he's
half the year.
young. They're so young. Their players are 3 years away from getting there. But then you go Christian Vaquero, who is he's here. He's 18. Jeremy Delarose is 21. TJ White's 19. Thad Ward, I don't know why he's on there. He's like 27.
Well,
But
because he's the Rule 5 guy. But what about their crappy drafting? What about Jackson Rutledge?
yeah,
I mean, and you can go down the list with these guys. I mean,
yep,
Rizzo's good at rebuilding teams, but I don't know about drafting. I mean, when he drafted Strasburg, when he drafted Harper, those were gimmies. Everybody knew they were number one.
yeah,
I mean, that don't prove that you're a great general manager to me, But when you continually miss people like Jackson Rutledge, and what was the one from Texas that couldn't stay out of trouble? They finally just cut him a couple years ago to pitch. Was it Romero? And
yeah,
he's gone. He's out of baseball. I mean, they need to do a better job. I
yeah.
mean, they don't draft like some of these like Arizona and the Dodgers and the Braves and the Arizona. Let's say Baltimore. You know, so
Yeah.
Washington's going to be hurting for a while. I mean, they don't
Well,
have many more guys to trade. Pardon?
I started to catch up, but their overall farm system, they're 14th, so it's not bad. But Juan Soto
But
definitely jump a lot of spaces there. But they're just so young, and they could go up or they could go down. You just never know how their progression is going to go depending on their coaching. So
right.
we'll take a look at that. But as they age, if they progress where they should be next year, should be a top 10 draft farm system. If the
Yeah,
guys should. Because the Orioles are going to fall down next year because they're going to graduate 3 or 4 guys.
doesn't matter. They're still coming, man.
And Gunner's going to be off. Grayson Rodriguez is going to be off.
Biggest from the way he looks right now, he ain't gonna be off of it.
Joey Ortiz is going to be off, so they're
No, see some of them. Not where are they gonna play?
in an Orioles show. We'll not talk about them, but
Yeah,
uh, yeah, that's the Nationals. As far as record projections go, not very well. We don't think they're going to do very well. I think they're a 100 loss team, 62 wins and 100 losses. I have them fighting for the number one pick in the draft once again.
yep,
So that
yeah.
is
But they got screwed over because they changed the way it is now,
yeah,
so
the
they don't
lottery. Yeah,
get it.
I think it's stupid. This
Yeah,
ain't bar hockey, but oh well. They keep love people love to change the rules of baseball for whatever reason. So,
yeah.
but yeah, John, you have anything else to say about the Washington Nationals?
No, other than they're one of my two favorite teams, but
Yeah,
but as far if you're a fan of them, you know, it's kind of fun to watch a team rebuild though because when they get to the top, it's really nice. It's so much more meaningful, not just jump on the bandwagon like a lot of Yankee fans do. They know they're going to be in the playoffs every year, but you know
yeah.
that's why I like the teams in the Mid Atlantic. Like I said, I won't say who my favorites are, but they both
I,
reside in the Atlantic,
but
and they're
anyway,
both in Maryland.
so this is on Sunday when this is going to get released. So, starting on Monday, we're going to go to the NL Central, see some very classic teams, the oldest teams in the league. So we'll go to the Cubs, the Reds, the Pirates, the Brewers, and the Cardinals. We do surprisingly have the Pirates winning that division, and the Cardinals finishing last. So,
Right, we lost all our followers now.
yeah,
Hey,
well,
Pirates do good, but like I said, that'll be a show. But there's no hope there. They're kind of like a couple other teams. So.
they're just like Kansas City, like Oakland,
Well, they
Colorado,
system,
perpetual terror.
yeah, their farm system's good, but where are they going to end up? Because if they get good, they trade them or get rid of them or blow them up.
But yeah, that's our. We finally finished the NL East, so we're going good again. Today's episodes are the National League episodes are sponsored by Kaiser Gets Crafty. Check them out on Etsy. Buy some of their merchandise as well. They'll be making some for us, also. But John, you can do the sign off, and we'll get out of here.
That's all for now, folks. Catch us next time on Brooks Knows Baseball.
Good night.
Good night, John Boy.